They say if the wind carries paper into your paws. It's not a breeze. It's an invitation. It began on an ordinary Tuesday, or so it seemed. The Cotswold village, Willowbank, was drowsy in the early light, the air soft as butter, the scent of dew and lavender curling around cottage chimneys. Oakley, a clever black and tan miniature dachshund with a blue dicky boat, had just completed his morning perimeter check of the garden, twice. Just to be sure. Fudge, the chocolate lab, had, of course, already fallen face first into the bird bath and was busy sneezing water in rhythmic intervals. And Ember, the ginger tabby with a mind sharper than her claws, lounged above it all on the stone wall, licking her paw with theatrical disinterest. Peaceful. Idyllic. Predictable. Until it wasn't. Whoosh! The wind shifted, a sudden spiral, sharp and strange. Out of the sky with a rustle of old secrets, something fluttered down. Not a leaf, not litter. It landed at Oakley's paws. A map. Not printed. Hand-drawn, scrawled in scratchy ink that moved. Yes, moved like it was thinking. Fudge gasped. Ember raised an eyebrow, which for a cat is basically a full-blown panic attack. The map whispered. Not words, not quite. More like urges. Pulls. Compass points for the heart. It promised something ancient hidden deep within the countryside. A place forgotten by adults, remembered only by dreams. The tree that talks. Ridiculous? Yes. But what if it was true? They packed biscuits, blankets and a pencil stub Ember insisted was purely for aesthetics. Through hedgerows and over fences into fields tall enough to hide secrets. The map pulsed with direction, changing each time they blinked. Oakley led with fearless joy. Fudge followed, tripping on enthusiasm. Ember supervised. They dodged angry ducks, outsmarted a nosy scarecrow, long story, and camped beneath a sky so wide it looked like forever had opened its arms. But the whispers grew louder, strange, urgent, and the map began to change them. Oakley became sharper, his eyes clearer, his brain calculating. Fudge grew clumsier, yes, but also braver, more willing to leap first. And Ember stopped pretending she didn't care. It happened at dawn, a clearing, silent, foggy. At its center, a colossal oak tree, twisted like it had been wrung from the earth itself. They approached, the map, gone, disintegrated into their paws, absorbed. The tree spoke. Yes, spoke. Not in voice, but in thought, in booming, leafy pulses.
"I remember you," it said. "You are the curious ones. You seek truth, yes? Then ask it."
Oakley stepped forward.
"Why us?"
The air thickened. Leaves trembled, roots shivered beneath their paws.
"Because the grown forget, but the brave remember. The world only whispers who listen."
The ground cracked open. No, not down, up. A spiral staircase of bark and wind rose from the roots. They climbed. At the top, not a room, not a nest, not a chamber, a view of everything. All of it, the entire Cotswolds. Every secret trail, every forgotten ruin, every echo of every childhood adventure that had ever almost happened. All laid bare, all real. They came down changed. No fanfare, no crowds, just the rustle of the world exhaling. The tree sank back into silence. Back in the village, no one noticed they'd been gone. Not really. But Fudge walked with a little more bounce. Ember purred when she thought no one was listening. And Oakley would sometimes stare into the breeze like he was waiting for paper to land again, because it might. And if it does, you'll know, you'll feel the whisper. And when it calls, well, would you follow it? Would you dare? Because sometimes the biggest adventures begin with the quietest invitations. And not all maps lead to places. Some lead to who you're meant to become.